Hello everyone, I hope you are doing great. In this video, I would like to talk about new discovery in Giza pyramid in Egypt. I hope you subscribe to my channel, share my channel to your friends, like my videos, share your comments. Let's get started. Scientists on a mission to prove a vast city sites more than 4,000 feet below Egypt's Giza pyramids have released a new analysis they say proves their finding to be true. Last week, the team in Italy presented bombshell research that claimed to have discovered multi-thousand-foot tall wells and chambers under Khafre pyramid. If true, it would turn Egyptian and human history on its head, though independent experts have said the discovery is completely wrong and lacked any scientific basis. Researchers say they determined a confidence level well above 85% that the structure identified beneath the pyramid of Khafre, as well as those beneath other pyramids on Giza plateau, exist. The wells and chambers were identified by sending high-frequency electromagnetic waves into the subsurface, and wave signal bounced back allowed researchers to map a structure beneath the pyramid. Researchers have employed synthetic aperture radar (SAR) technique to non-invasively scan beneath the Giza pyramid, including the Great Pyramid and the Pyramid of Khafre. SAR utilized microwave signals to penetrate sand and stone, generating high-resolution subsurface images by analyzing reflected waves. And the key advantage include deep penetration, detects hidden chambers, tunnels, and anomalies up to thousands of feet underground. All-weather day-night operation, unaffected by darkness or cloud cover. Interferometry, or INSAR, measures subtle ground deformations hinting at buried structure. 3D reconstruction combines multi-angle SAR scan to map voids and architectural features. Recent studies using polarimetric SAR and frequency modulated wave claim over 85% confidence in detecting underground shafts and possible lost chambers. These findings align with theories of vast city beneath Giza, through further excavation is needed for verification. SAR continues to revolutionize archaeology by revealing hidden layers of ancient sites without disturbing them. Now we can see a site that this group, by the supervision of Filippo Biondi, this person has a new invention that claim in this site, harmoniccsar.com. You can see this site, and they claim in the home, you can see they claim a patent application of tomographic Doppler imaging on 29 May 2023, and this is the result of their paper that is published on the Remote Sensing Journal. You can see this paper. It was published on 2022 that talk about the Giza pyramid and SAR technique for mapping and the related equation that's solved by their devices to topography and mapping the structure of the pyramid. You can see all the structure in the paper. This is the schematic representation of queuing chamber and the other properties. You can see all of them by details. You can read this paper. It is a very good paper. And now and also you can find his LinkedIn here, and this is a Google Scholar of this person. This team used a specialized algorithm to process the data and create the images that showed what looked like wells with a spiral formation leading to enormous chambers. They cross-checked the structures with known architectural forms, specifically those accessible to us today, such as the Pozzo di San Patrizio in Italy. Nico Siscol, the project's spokesperson, shared with dailymail.com. Underneath the Khafre pyramid. However, Professor Conyers suggested that it is conceivable that a small structure such as shafts and chambers may exist beneath the pyramids, having been there before the pyramids were built. Because the site was special to ancient people, he highlighted how the Mayans and other peoples in ancient Mesoamerica often built pyramids on top of the entrance to caves or caverns that had ceremonial significance to them. The team claimed they found 8 wells and 2 enormous enclosures more than 2,000 feet below the base of the Khafre pyramid, and an entire hidden world of many structures another 2,000 feet below those. I'm skeptical of the deeper claims. If their algorithm can do what they say, I can't comment on those, then perhaps this will hold up, Professor Conyers said. A well or a tunnel is what I would expect under a pyramid. The work by Corrado Malanga from Italy, University of Pisa, Filippo Biondi with University of Strathclyde in Scotland, and Egyptologist Armando May has not yet been published in a scientific journal for the review of independent experts. The team sent the analysis to dailymail.com, where they admitted further validation is recommended through additional tomographic scans and in situ verification. To determine if anything was hiding below the pyramid of Khafre, they sent high-frequency waves, similar to how radar works, into the ground beneath the pyramid. When the waves smashed into something below the surface, they bounced back to the surface, and by looking at how frequency of these waves changed, scientists could tell what kind of material were underground. However, Dr. Jai Haas, Egypt's former Minister of Antiquities, told the National the claim of using radar inside the pyramid is false, and the techniques employed are neither scientifically approved nor validated. The team said while they have the utmost respect for Egyptologists, their findings are based on objective measurements obtained through advanced radar signal processing. After gathering the data, researchers used a spatial algorithm that turned the information into vertical images of the ground beneath the pyramid, capturing the first look at the hidden structure. One of the images exhibits a vertically elongated feature with varying intensity distributions, suggesting the presence of a deep well-like formation, said Siskel, who has 25 years experience in forensics. The upper portion of the well reveals patterns indicative of potential helical or spiral formations, which could correspond to a staircase or a slope passageway. She added that high-intensity reflections seen in the images suggested structure discontinuities that may align with the step-like features. Preliminary estimations indicate that the well extends significantly underground, with notable signal variation at multiple depths, Siskel said, explaining it could indicate different materials or chambers at various levels. The helical feature aligned with the descriptions of a spiral descending shaft found in other ancient structures. Professor Conyers said agreed in that spiral descending shafts are found in other ancient structures such as Pyramid of Onas and certain Middle Kingdom tombs. We estimate a correlation confidence of 85 to 90% with the hypothesis of a helical staircase within the wall, said Siskel professor. The team also believes the structures were built around 38,000 years ago, which predates the oldest known man-made structure of its kind by tens of thousands of years. They based the claim on ancient Egyptian texts that they interpreted as historical record of a pre-existing civilization that was destroyed during a cataclysmic event. But Professor Conyers said that is a really outlandish idea. He added that at the time in human history, people were mostly living in caves 38,000 years ago. People did not start living in what we now call cities until about 9,000 years ago. He said there were a few large villages before that, but those only go back a few thousand years from that time. But researchers explain there was likely a pre-existing civilization that was destroyed during a cataclysmic event. The event is a theory about a massive asteroid hitting Earth around 13,500 years ago, causing global climate change and extinction worldwide. While ice cores in Greenland and other geological data in the Atlantic Ocean point to such an event, scientists have largely dismissed it due to never finding an asteroid crater. Researchers believe that ancient Egyptian texts seen as myths are actually historical records of life before the cataclysmic event. They say chapter 149 of the Book of the Dead describes 14 dwellings of the diving, which team interprets as describing remnants of an advanced civilization existing before dynastic Egypt. Siskel said team also used the term king list or loyal canon, which is an ancient Egyptian document that featured the name of kings, including gods and demigods who supposedly ruled Egypt before the first recorded dynasty. Okay. Scientists discover mysterious form of energy in Egypt's pyramids that should only exist in modern times. A newly discovery in Egypt's Great Pyramid of Giza suggests the structure was not just a pharaoh's final resting place but also a giant power plant. Scientists blasted the 4,600-year-old structure with electromagnetic waves, a form of radiation that travels through the universe. Finding it focused and amplified the energy into specific chambers and around the base. Electromagnetic waves are used in such research because the radiation interacts with matter in unique ways, allowing experts to probe specific details about a structure's composition, arrangement, and dynamics also. The waves built up as energy in King's Chamber, the Queen's Chamber, and an unfinished chamber beneath the structure. Scientists concluded the pyramid may have been a gigantic resonator that was designed to trap electromagnetic waves. Retired aerospace engineer Christopher Dunn, who has spent years analyzing the pyramid, recently shared that research like this suggests there was a greater purpose behind building the structure. Speaking on the Joe Rogan Experience on April 2024, Dunn said the northern shaft of the pyramid has an appearance similar to the tube-like structure used to transmit microwaves and electromagnetic energy. That's a part of theory in Giza power plant, he said. There are two chemicals that are introduced into a chamber, and the chemicals mix and they boil off hydrogen. As for the purpose of turning this structure into a giant clean energy power plant, scientists of the study said it's still a mystery. But the Egyptians may have been much more advanced than anyone thought. In the more realistic scenario where the pyramid sits on limestone substrate, the electromagnetic energy focus underneath the structure, suggesting that the base of the pyramid could have played a critical role in distributing energy. Dunn claimed the Queen's Chamber was a reaction chamber where the hydrogen was produced. The hydrogen field in the interior spaces of Great Pyramid, which included the King's Chamber, he told Rogan. As for what the Great Pyramid was collecting and what it was gathering for, Dunn noted that Earth is constantly bombarded by microwaves, possibly from atomic hydrogen dating all the way back to the Big Bang itself. Intrinsically, the ancient Egyptians would not have been able to pour hydrogen atoms into the pyramid. So Dunn theorizes that they would have used two separate chemicals poured down the shafts into the Queen's Chamber, which mix and then boil off hydrogen particles, triggering the energy resonance. As for what those chemicals would have been and how the ancient Egyptians would have known how to do all this is still unclear. Meanwhile, the Russian researchers believe there are some real-world practical applications that may come from their discovery in Giza. Using what they learned from the Great Pyramid, the ITMO team said their next goal was to design their own nanoparticle that could recreate the same effects in the radio frequency range. Those tiny particles, in theory, could help develop new sensors and highly effective solar cells. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video and all of my videos, and I have best wishes for you. Have a good time, take care, goodbye.